at lightweight between the USA and South Korea. Eddie Alvarez is the shorter by 8 centimeters. Here's Don Lau.
And now, this next match is 3 rounds of 5 minutes in a 1 lightweight mixed martial arts contest. This match is presented to you by Hexbox. Power your dreams. Introducing first, out of the blue corner, he is the number 5 lightweight contender, standing at 183 centimeters tall, holding a mixed martial arts record of 14 wins and 3 losses. Training out of Team MAD, representing South Korea. Please welcome Rae Yoon. And introducing his opponent, out of the red corner, he is a 4-time UFC and Bellator world champion, standing at 175 centimeters tall, holding a mixed martial arts record of 30 wins and 7 losses. Training out of Ricardo Almeida, BJJ, representing the United States of America, introducing the Underground King, Eddie Alvarez. And when the action begins, your referee in charge, Mr. Mohammed Sulaiman.
To the center, please. Both know the rules. Let's keep this clean, keep it active. Watch for groin shot, back of the head, okay? Touch glove back to your corner.
Rae Yoon towers over Eddie Alvarez. Rae Yoon, after defeating Gafarov, became the number 5 in the lightweight division last week. A win for Eddie tonight takes Oak out, puts Eddie in, and puts him in line, in sight of the world champion, Christian Lee.
Let's go!
Christian Lee, who defended the world title at 1 on TNT 2 against Timofey Nastukin. Eddie back after April 7, 1 on TNT 1, still sporting a black eye, courtesy of Yuri Lapicus. Outside leg kick early on here from Alvarez. Fake there from Alvarez. Weaves under the left hook, the long arms of Rae Yoon. Look out for the right hand of Oak. Look out for the rear leg roundhouse kick. There's a rear leg from Eddie. There's the leg kick from Oak to the lower part of the quadriceps. Corner of Eddie calling for tripling up on the combinations. Gets a single leg here, does Eddie. Can he get a takedown on Rae Yoon? Downward elbows.
I like that ankle pick. He thought, you know, he was going to stand and bang, but Oak was showing good distance management. Eddie changed up the game, attacked that single, went after the ankle pick. Watch him try to reach down there and snatch that left ankle of Rae Yoon. But Oak's doing a good job utilizing his underhook, which he showed against Gafarov.
He did a great job on that last takedown, just scrambling. You know, Eddie had a good takedown secured, and Oak he posted up on his back arm and said, I'm not going to accept this position, and ended up scrambling himself right out of that. A lot of fighters inside the circle would just accept, hey, I got taken down, and work from there.
Nice knee to the midsection from Alvarez.
Michael, this is what we saw in the first match we saw Oak in against Gafarov. Gafarov was worn out trying to take Oak down. Oak has stellar takedown defense. You can see how he's trying to reach down there and grab that leg. Oak's got good balance.
Yeah, you know, actually, I like, if I was Eddie's coach from the corner, I like this matchup with Oak because he's known for his precision striking, but he's not known for the power in his hands. And this is stylistically a good style for Eddie because Eddie has good footwork and good head movement, and I would be utilizing more of my stand-up, or at least if I was in his corner, that would have been my game plan.
Referee right on top of the illegal striking tonight, already offering a warning to Rae Yoon earlier on for blows to the back of the head. Overhooking the right arm of Alvarez almost to the halfway mark of this opening round, set for 3. We wonder if it does go to deep water, how it will affect Eddie once again, having traveled, as I said, more than 27,000 miles over the last 3-4 weeks.
But we also have to keep in mind that Eddie Alvarez only competed for a couple of minutes. His match was very quick, while Rae Yoon was very long. That was a beautiful switch on the takedown there. But what happened? Oak popped right back up as Eddie was stepping over there into mount.
This is the difference that you see with somebody like Oak versus Yuri Lapicus. When Eddie hit that takedown, he laced the legs, that topside pressure, and Oak was immediately able to just pop right back up out of that. High level bottom game.
These underhooks, look how Oak is always adjusting. He's not allowing Eddie to settle. Eddie's got great head control. He was in there trying to drive his head under the chin, but Oak was having none of it.
Eddie pops out the jab, edges forward, takes a leg kick, counters with the right hand. Little shuffle there from Oak, sticks the jab, so too does Eddie. Jab two from Eddie, no mustard behind the right hand though. Oak looks for the lead leg, Eddie takes it out of the way, ducks under the, weaves under the hook, big right hand from Eddie, loaded up on that one, the heavy artillery, another right hand there from Eddie Alvarez. And Oak goes back to that knee, then a high kick trying to loop the shin around the neck, back to the lead leg of Alvarez.
You were talking about
the big kibosh! The big kibosh! Rae Yoon's got Eddie in trouble! Eddie Alvarez in trouble! The hammer fist strikes from Oak! It could be over! It could be over! Can Oak finish him? Can Eddie survive? He pulls the head down. Eddie Alvarez still here, but for how long? For how long?
He's got an entire minute to survive in this round underneath Oak like this.
That was a massive shot that dropped him.
He's talking to the referee, tell him he's okay as he was moving his head. This is what Eddie does. This is why I said that watching Eddie Alvarez is like trying to trade Bitcoin, because he is so excited. He takes a beating, but he will relax, he will compose himself. This is that veteran experience that we talked about in the open.
You saw that Oak used a knee to the head, which is perfectly legal under our global rule set. Knees to the head of a grounded opponent, and Eddie a little bit wobbly as he gets back to his feet, but Eddie Alvarez is still here. The Underground King is not going to wave the white flag. He eats another right hand. A jumping knee from Rae Yoon. Rae Yoon, a house on fire, and Eddie rallies back. Eddie comes back with a left hand. What a Donnybrook.
This is grit. This is the definition of grit right
How
here.
is he still standing, Eddie Alvarez? Oh, he backs up Oak right before the bell. Amazing. My goodness, Mitch, you talk. I need to get my breath back.
The roller coaster of Eddie Alvarez continues. Just when Rich Franklin said Oak did not have no power, there's that power for you, Rich. Look at that. Oak putting Eddie down and then jumping all over him and trying to empty the gas tank, going after the finish with the hammer fist. Look at Eddie. Eddie's moving his head, keeping his hands up, but then he started chatting to the ref, saying, I'm okay. Don't worry about me. You're in an Eddie Alvarez fight.
You know, I do have to eat my words on that one because Oak did put him down. I will say this though, in Eddie's defense, it looked like he was slowing down a little bit after those clinches, and I wonder if the mileage makes a difference.
Eddie Alvarez comes off his stool for the second round of action. The circle door closes. Second round set for three. Rae Yoon dropping Eddie Alvarez in the first. Alvarez coming back towards the end of the round, and he comes out jabbing. Does the Underground King.
Yeah, I like the way that Eddie basically finished that round. Look, when I look at the round, Eddie was aggressive. He had the pressure on the front end. I still think that this is strategically a mistake. I think he's wearing himself down this way. He showed promise on the back end of that round, even after he had been dropped. But nonetheless, this was his strategy in the first round. Oak was able to drop him, and with that drop and the combinations that he landed, even though Eddie was able to muster some towards the end of that round, after 5 minutes, I have Oak ahead on my scorecards.
Don't forget, folks, it is scored as an overall bout, not round by round. So think of it as one big 15-minute round with 2 intermissions between rounds for the fighters to get a rest and recompose and get instructions. Overhook here from Rae Yoon over that right arm of Alvarez. As Rich said at the end of the first round, after getting starched by Rae Yoon earlier on, Eddie did come back with some heavy artillery of his own. Don't forget, still to come, our main event will be next. Onglan Sung, Renya Dorita for the light heavyweight world title.
See, Eddie's got to keep moving that head, but these takedowns that Eddie is trying to go after, this is how Rae Yoon wears you out. This is part of his strategy. He tries to keep his back up against the wall. He tries to get you to shoot in, and then he's able to defend. His takedown defense is absolutely impeccable. It is so hard to keep him down. And look at his accuracy. He is touching Eddie every time they're at that distance. Watch him pop right back up. Look at that. He immediately scrambles. Such great control of his hips.
Yeah, on top of that, you know, we saw the tail of the tape, and we saw how much taller Oak was, but really the real tell is when you saw them square off at the beginning of this match, and you see the big movements that Eddie has to make to actually close the distance. It's making it really difficult for him to land those hands.
Eddie did say yesterday he needed the right dance partner. And this is the guy, Rae Yoon. This is who he's dancing with tonight. Oh, nice punch there from Eddie. Quite inventive.
Yeah, this is what Eddie has to do inside these clinches. He's got to utilize a little bit of punching power inside that clinch. Dirty boxing. He's got to keep his head moving, keep that right hand nice and close to his chin. Look at that reach of Rae Yoon. The way he twists his body, he extends through it. He knows how to utilize his reach.
Halfway points of this contest. Trying to get the takedown is Eddie Alvarez. Oak defending.
Man, great hips, great control off of his hips, utilizes the whizzer really well off his right side to keep Eddie from really dropping down and attacking those legs.
Lots of instructions in the Korean corner of Rae Yoon. There's that punch over the head again from Eddie. Again, Rich, is this draining Eddie's power reserves?
It does. Just posting like that, that's a lot of pressure. Like, your legs have to, it's almost like putting a bar, like a squat bar on your back and carrying that weight, pressuring your opponent into the fence like that and holding it. It's just this long stack. Hold. But I think in this round, Eddie, he is going for the takedowns, but he's utilizing this clinch to stay active inside with the knees. He's landed a couple innovative punches like you talked about, Michael. So I think he's being a bit more strategic this time.
Knees off both legs here from Alvarez. Oak trying to make some distance to work those long arms. Eddie peppers him to the head, drops down for a double here.
That was nice. He went 2 to the top, dropped down to take those legs, but he's got to do a little bit more. He's got to increase the damage because of that opening 5 minutes from Rae Yoon, how he was able to put Eddie down and do a lot of good work. So the scorecards have to be in Rae Yoon's favor. Eddie's got to do more than just attempt these takedowns and these little pitter-pat punches.
Switches from a double to a single, does Eddie. Backing Oak up against the fence. 55 seconds to go, second round of 3. A chance for Alvarez to break into the top 5 of the lightweight division. Now, what should Oak be looking to do from here, Dragon?
I mean, he's having a hard time with it because Eddie just keeps pushing him up against the circle wall, but he's doing a great job of utilizing the overhook. This is his spot. This is his chance to get off the circle wall, but he's okay to keep his back right there against the wall, moving his head.
Yeah, you know, strategically, we've seen Oak just kind of sit against that circle wall and utilize that. He did it against Guffarov, for example. But I think that he should get his back off that wall because he did his best work in that first round when he was utilizing the range that he has on Eddie. Right there, another long-range punch.
All right, kick to a right punch there from Eddie Alvarez. Short uppercut on the inside from the Underground King. Great second round for Eddie Alvarez after he took some punishment in the first. Have a look at Rae Yoon bent over here in the corner. Maybe he's starting to run out of gas, Dragon.
Yeah, it's got to be taxing for Rae Yoon because he just went through the 3-round war with Guffarov, and now it's almost an identical matchup here. But look at that. Look at that range. Boom, to the knee, to the right hand. He's got a very smooth striking style. But now it's the last 5 minutes of this match, and this is his opportunity to not only defend his number 5 spot, but to take the scalp of a legend, Eddie Alvarez.
Damage under the right eye of Eddie. The left eye was already blackened coming in.
You're doing nice third levels. Now it's third.
You're doing beautiful.
Look at him, man. He doesn't want this.
After you throw right again away. Keep your eyes on. Your eyes have been on the whole fight.
Let's go, baby.
Eddie looks ready. Third and final round. So too, Rae Yoon sucks in a big breath inside the circle. Between rounds, Eddie's corner pointing across the circle at Rae Yoon, saying, look at him, brother. He hasn't got what it takes to be in here with you. He's gone. He's finished. And Eddie opens up the third round with a beautiful left hook reach.
Absolutely. This is what he needs to do, utilize that footwork. I talked about that. And, you know, Oak looks like he's actually slowed down here a little bit with the strikes. And so I don't think Eddie is in as much danger here. But back to Mitch's original point, you know, on my scorecards here, that second round was a successful round for Eddie, but we don't judge on the rounds. So he was able to close the distance. But the damage that Oak did dropping him in the first round, I still think he's ahead on the scorecards overall.
That uppercut went so high, I heard organs playing. Inside thigh kick to that femoral profunda there from Alvarez. Jab, big uppercut, bolo punch from Alvarez. Here's the heavy artillery from Eddie. Walks into a knee. That was wonderfully timed from Rae Yoon, and the 12-6 elbows. And down again with those elbows from Oak. And there's a corking knee from the Korean.
You can almost see Rae Yoon change his game plan about the first, like, 50 seconds of that. He tried to approach the center, and he started to throw some hands, but then he just goes back into his comfort zone, right there up against the wall, trying to lure Eddie in and trying to counterpunch. Beautiful takedown there by Eddie Alvarez to put Oak down, but what happens? Oak pops right back up.
He's just a jack in the box, Rae Yoon.
And just for the record, that takedown was not scored as a takedown on my card, because even though Oak hits what we would call a dead hip on the ground, he popped right back up, and Eddie has to establish control in order for that to score.
Shoulder thrust there from Alvarez, backing Oak against the fence. Oak creates some distance now. Can he get the jab established? And then the right hand for company. There's the right hand to the draw, and Eddie's wobbled. The legs buckled on Eddie Alvarez, but Oak didn't follow through. He may rue the missed opportunity to capitalize, because Eddie was wobbled from that right hand.
It's a beautiful pullback right hand. The way he's able to slip out of the way, draw Eddie in, and then counter with that right hand. That was beautiful.
I love those two body shots Eddie threw coming inside. You know, he comes inside, he utilizes the clinch. I'd love to see him do what he did last round, where he was utilizing the clinch and then breaking off and hitting those boxing combinations, and then back to the clinch again.
This has been an amazing contest, a battle of wills between two superb athletes. Alvarez digs away to the body. There's the jab from Oak. There's the right hand, that fishing pole of a right hand for Rae Yoon. Circles off counterclockwise the Korean. Eddie eats another jab. Moves in. Sloppy attempt though. Backs Oak against the fence. 2 minutes 20 remains now, Dragon.
This is important to remember, that we're judged on one giant round, ladies and gentlemen. So just because an athlete's able to really have control in one segment, that does not mean they have that round. It's judged as entirety, and the damage that Rae Yoon did in the beginning part of that round really scored heavily. So now Eddie's got to do something dramatic in these last 2 minutes to overtake him.
Yeah, I had Eddie actually closing the distance in the second round, but you're looking here and you're looking at the combinations, and you know, Eddie's landed a few combinations, and I'm kind of ticking like, oh, he's closing the distance, but then suddenly Oak lands that right hand, and it continues pulling. So he's going to have to do something here to really, really close the distance on this scorecard.
That first kick to the knee hurt Oak. You saw him shake his leg off because it got stung by the back leg of Eddie Alvarez. Nice front kick to the midsection. Eddie fakes upstairs, goes downstairs, double leg. The veteran will have to pull out all the stops, all the tricks, with 80 seconds remaining now. What does this do with 1:15 remaining? Can Eddie Alvarez get Oak down? Is it enough here, though? Does he need this takedown? Does he reset, do something else here?
I don't know. He hasn't really landed a takedown. We're just talking about these dead hips. Oak is immediately able to pump back up on every single one of the takedowns. So Eddie might not have scored on any of these takedowns yet.
I'll say this as well. You know, we talk about Eddie getting dropped in the first round, but Oak looks like right there, like he possibly buckled a little bit. So you got to ask yourself, like, how much damage is Eddie doing to Oak, and how does that tally up to the damage that was done in the first round? I mean, both these guys, obviously, Eddie's got the hematoma on his forehead, so there's more than just that first drop, and that is our highest scoring category.
Oh, the head kick from Alvarez and the left hand. Beautiful combination from Eddie. Drops back down to a double. Than a single, eats a left hand. There's another jab from Rae Yoon. Eddie goes high, spinning back fist followed through. 15 seconds remaining. It's been a barn burner. Another left hook from Eddie to the orbital.
I think these two guys made a deal to just, hey, let's make it as difficult on the judges as possible.
Smack bang, straight right hand from Eddie. And a left hook gets out of the way of the counter. This has been a war. It has been an absolute war, back and forth battle after Eddie got dropped and looked almost done in the first round and came back. Woo, my word, Dragon.
Eddie was slipping and ripping. Good head movement. Look at that. Bobs and weaves, comes right back up with the left hook. He was scoring over and over again in that third round. Look at that. As Oak tried to take flight, oh, Eddie put him back with that right hand. Beautiful. I don't know, 10 minutes from Eddie. There was that second round, but how much does it weigh in the judge's eyes, that damage in the first versus kind of the last 10 minutes of control for Eddie? I don't know, man.
Yeah, there's a lot of accumulated damage there for Eddie, and that's what the decision is going to boil down to, is how the judges weigh the damage in the first versus the accumulated damage that both of these athletes suffered throughout.
Well, folks, wherever you're watching around the world, how do you score it? Do you have it for Eddie Alvarez? Do you have it for Rae Yoon? Let us know on social media at One Championship on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Has Eddie done enough to go into the top 5 and move Rae Yoon out?
Okay, I'm going to look at the judging criteria and kind of move up. Aggression is our lowest scoring category, and I think Eddie took the aggression category. Moving into the striking category, I think if you look at the striking, other than the drop that Oak had, if you had to award one of those two the striking category, I would give it to Eddie. So this starts going down to the damage category for me. And you can see their faces, both of them have incurred some damage. And so this is just a razor thin thing here. I'm predicting that we're going to see a split decision between these judges.
It shows you how stacked the lightweight division is, that Eddie is not even in there right now. Let's see if he's about to get in there with our decision in just a moment. Okay, folks, it is time to go to Tom Lau to find out our winner.
This match was brought to you by Hexbox. Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of battle, we turn now to the judges' scorecards. All 3 judges have called this contest in favor of your winner by unanimous decision from the blue corner, Rae Yoon.
What a wild old time that was. What a rumble and what a feather in the cap for Rae Yoon. And if you were watching that referee as closely as I was in the first round, you'll know that he came within a microsecond of stopping that contest when Eddie Alvarez was in so much trouble in the first. But what a comeback from the American. Such tenacity to make a real contest of that one throughout the 15 minutes. Exciting times, but stand by, folks. There is so much more to come. The strap on the line next.